Live? Okay. All right. I think we're live. How's everybody doing tonight? This is episode 47 of the Reseller Six-Pack, Overcoming Our Bad Habits. I thought it would be just a fitting show tonight. I know all of us have probably a ton of bad habits, and I figured we can share them with you guys tonight and talk about that. Looks like we got a special guest tonight, John from Nevermore Antiques. We're a little short-handed tonight, so anyway, we got Tonya Thrifty Treasures, John, Lonnie, and John the Cincinnati Picker. So I'm going to go through. I'll let you guys introduce yourself, tell us what all you're drinking, and then we will jump into it. So Tonya, go ahead and start it off.
Oh, hey everybody, I'm Tonya, also known as Thrifty Treasures here on YouTube, and I am drinking some cranberry juice tonight.
Yum.
John, how you doing? John Johnson. You got sound there, bud?
He's got some technical difficulties.
You might have some technical difficulties.
Sound no good, man.
Okay, we'll go to Lonnie next. And Lonnie, how you doing, bud?
Hey, man. Guys, I am Lonnie, also known as Garage Flips on YouTube. And tonight I am drinking some Yuengling traditional lager. So, and I'm not using my little thing here, my little Yuengling cooler back here. It's not quite cold enough, man. Like, it gets cold, but it doesn't get like beer cold. Like, I like my beer really cold.
Does it have settings on it? Have you checked the settings?
No settings. And it's kind of crappy. It's kind of cheap, you know. It's not really a refrigerator. You know, it's kind of a cooler thing or whatever. So
it still looks cool sitting back there, though.
Yeah, I'll leave it back there for a while. So I'm drinking out of this little ice chest.
Nice. John says,
can you guys hear me now?
Bud?
Nope. Yeah, we hear you, bud. Introduce yourself. What are you drinking tonight?
Me, I'm just drinking some water tonight because I need to be fully hydrated to keep up with you awesome individuals. You'll have to excuse the logo that's plastered across my forehead. My webcam gave out on me, so I'm actually testing out some new software. It's called sparkosoft.com. You can we have like 3 DSLRs, and I've got my Canon T3 as my webcam right now. So, but yeah,
I love your partition.
Yeah,
I do. I bought that for $12 at Goodwill. I love
for $20. You said?
Yeah, right. I
wow, what a steal! Yeah, you did.
Welcome to the show, man. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I thought it was like NASCAR at first. I thought he was like sponsored or something.
Right?
I like this software. It's like $40, and I've actually got a thing on the way to where I can just plug it in the bottom of my Canon T3. And the options with this program are crazy. But if anyone's interested, I can talk to them about that off the air.
Awesome. All right, John, Cincinnati Picker, how you doing tonight, bud?
Hi, guys. I am Lonnie, also known as Garage Flips.
Oh, my God, dude, really?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'm drinking hold on a second. Corona Light. Gee whiz, I'm excited to talk about this tonight. I got a lot of bad habits, so we could go on for hours. So settle in. This is going to be a fun show.
Oh my God, John messaged me.
This?
John
I had no idea.
He goes, please let me go after Lonnie. He goes, I got something special. I'm like, oh no, what is he gonna do? I'm like, with StevenSteph, with Steven, you just expect something, John. I have no idea where this is gonna go. So that's pretty
man,
good.
John, are you staying in character the whole show? Oh my gosh.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, look at you. This is horrible.
At least he still has the hat, Lonnie, and he hasn't destroyed it.
Oh man, I wish he had though. Now, where'd
Maybe
you get
you'll
those
get it back
glasses?
someday. Maybe you'll get it back for Christmas.
Those glasses are kind of close to what I have.
Hold on, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Let's say hi to a few people in the chat. It looks like we've got Bumcrack Picker. We've got man, Bumcrack Picker. You're just blowing up the chat. Mr. Sadie, Chris, Turwell, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, awesome. Looks like we got about 84 people already in the house, so that's great. And anyway, guys, if you guys don't know me, I'm Andy, the ParrotHead Picker. And tonight, you guys probably have never seen me do this before, but I am actually drinking a domestic beer. I'm drinking Busch Light.
Oh my goodness! What is going on?
It was left over in the fridge, and I'm drinking it out of the most awesome mug in the world. This here is an oxhorn mug.
Oh my
These
gosh,
things
so
are-
cool.
Yeah, these things are really cool. My wife actually, she put my name on there and
Oh,
stuff like that
I
with
love
like
it.
a marine grade vinyl. These were actually gifts that they gave out at the wedding when my stepson got married here a couple weeks ago. And this mug is just like freaking awesome. So it's like
That is awesome. I love it.
perfect for beer. So anyway, I had a few domestics sitting around, so I just figured I'm gonna knock those out.
Awesome.
Okay. So anyway, if you guys in the side chat and stuff like that, if you guys got some bad habits you guys want to share with us, or you want us to bat around or whatever that are reseller related, none of your regular bad habits, we'll take in we'll talk about those. But otherwise, we'll take and share some of ours with you guys, and maybe tell you what we're doing differently to correct some of those, if we are correcting some of those. So any of you guys want to start it off?
Yeah, I'll start it off. I've been thinking about this, all right? So
Is this
I
a
got
Lonnie
this
bad
bad
habit, or is this
Oh
a
man,
John
that's
bad habit?
What is this?
on
What is
eBay,
this?
people message me, okay? They just keep messaging me like over and over, like just stupid questions about my items. And every time I get a message, I just block them. Should I do that? Should I not do that? Do you think it hurts like my sales?
Oh my God. I got nothing, man.
So
This is
what
gonna
could-
derail like real quick, isn't it?
It's already there, man. It's already
Hey,
John is very funny guy. This is fun. I'm just hoping it doesn't last. Is this an hour and a half bit we got to go through here?
No, it's not an hour and a half. I promise.
It's
Does
hilarious.
that kind of go with
Well
like
done.
taking measurements too, John? You're not real good at doing that either.
No, I don't like too
No.
much of that. No.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Tonya, what bad habits do you have?
Okay, well, a lot of my bad habits come from wanting to list all kinds of different things, right? So, but that's one of the great things about being a reseller is, if you get bored with listing one thing, you can just go and list something else. Like if you're listing shoes and you get bored, you can go list clothes or jewelry or something like that. So I've heard a couple of people mention on YouTube lately about like listing in batches of like 5. And so I tried to start implementing that myself to save on time. Like if I'm going to sit down and I'm going to list 5 items, say in the morning, then I'm going to list like 5 pairs of shoes. And that way it's going to go a lot faster as opposed to me listing a shirt, a pair of shoes, a piece of jewelry, a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If like you're listing all the same thing in batches, then it's going to go a lot faster and save you time.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then keeping the variety in there to kind of help keep you motivated. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Right. Yeah. And you're not having to change up, the category every single time.
Awesome.
So, I mean, that's like what I've been working on just the past couple of days.
Yeah, I find I do that myself when I like to do stuff in batches, like little groups, and then it makes it a lot easier to list too when you're actually sitting down to list because you got a lot of just similar stuff, so it goes a lot quicker.
Right. And you're kind of in that mode, of that research
Right.
as well.
Yeah. And it's kind of nice to mix, especially like, with me, I do a lot of clothing, but being able to mix clothing and then, finally go to do some hard goods. That's the fun stuff to
Right.
list.
Clothing is so time consuming. Like I find that, I can make just as much money listing a bunch of jewelry as I can clothing, but I still love the clothing though too. So
Right.
I've been trying to work it, on Poshmark.
Well, I've got a really bad habit that I've had for quite a while, and that is as I've gone on being a reseller, like I've kind of learned new niches to pick up, and I feel like I've probably started buying like some better stuff, better higher end, more expensive stuff. Sometimes, not all the time, but some of the times. And Andy, you're killing me, man. What you laughing about?
I was actually reading Chad the Golden Figure Picker's comment because I kind of have the same bad habit. I was just getting ready to post it.
Oh yeah.
Chad posted in the thing. He says bad habit. He goes, I don't order tape envelopes or anything until I run out. It never fails. Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm horrible about doing that myself. Yeah. I just read that and I just started cracking up. So
That's so funny. I just placed an order this morning for a bunch of priority mail stuff.
I never order stuff till I run out, and then usually it means I have to make an interim trip to frigging Walmart and pay too much for some junk they have until the order comes.
Here's your reminder: order now.
Right. But what I was going to say is that my habit is is I still find myself picking up some of the same stuff that I've picked up for years, you know, as far as sourcing goes, even though I've kind of moved past some of that stuff, I'm still in the habit of picking it up. It's just like, that's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of the
I agree.
cheaper, less profitable stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But it's that easy low hanging fruit is what you're talking about. Like
Bread and butter.
you're just going to grab it because you know it's going to go.
Right.
Maybe, or maybe it's just like a sickness. Like this past weekend, I saw some jeans I knew were pretty good sellers, and I picked them up, and I was like, you know what, Lonnie, there's no way you're going to list these anytime soon. And
Right.
And as a matter of fact, whenever I was showing them in my video, I point the camera at them. I'm like, these are going to look great on top of my unlisted jeans pile. I literally said that because I knew I wasn't going to get them listed right away. Right. You know, so I identified a problem, identified a weakness, and I didn't do anything about it because it's just like a habit. It's just weird. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I find myself doing the same thing though. I mean, like every time I go out, I always keep telling myself I'm not going to buy clothes. I'm not going to buy clothes. And what do? I buy clothes. I do it every single time. And when garage sales, I don't want to buy clothes, but it's just they're there. And you just sometimes you just can't pass them up. You know what I mean? You know, and
especially when they're just $1. You know, like how can you pass up $1?
That's the problem right there. It's all cheap stuff. Like it doesn't cost anything other than space and time and head space. Sometimes, you know, cluttering your head too.
Yeah, so, exactly.
And dude, I do the same thing. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Next thing I know, I'm walking away with it in my hands, cursing myself. You know, I'm like, "What have you done?" You know,
that was one of the bad habits I used to have, even kind of like myself, and you know, was getting away. Like a couple of years ago or whatever. It was getting in my head it's okay to leave a garage sale or an estate sale or a thrift store without anything in your hands. You know, it used to be like, I was like, I have to leave with something, you know, and then that's how all that stuff just piles up. You know, I mean, it's okay to be selective, you know, I mean, with what you're sourcing and what you're picking, you know, and I found like, especially like this year or even last year, different times when I'm out, there's so much stuff that I leave that I would never, that I would have just grabbed, you know, a couple of years ago without even batting an eye. And now it's just like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. You know, even though I know that there's money to be made there, it's just, you know, I know it's going to probably sit longer than maybe something else.
Uniquely me is saying my bad habit, Tracy, I believe it's Tracy, right? With an I. Is that right? Okay. Tracy says my bad habit is allowing my desk area to get too messy. Here. I can't think straight with the mess. Bingo. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Hey, we'll give Chad a shout out though real quick. Chad, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it, buddy. Chad said, hey, he loves us guys. Sorry, it's been a while. And since he's joined the show, yeah, we know you got family to take care of, man. And that's the most important thing, man. Take care of your family, dude. But you know, you'll be back when you can be back.
Yep, absolutely. I can relate to the thing about the jeans because no matter what I do, I just keep buying Bibles. I've got a stack of Bibles in my storage unit. It's about 100 high. I can't remember the last time I sold one. I just keep buying them.
Dude,
most
they're
of the
listed.
time they just give them to me.
They're listed, and I sell a couple a week, man. I mean, come on, pick something else. There's lots of easy targets.
I sold one Bible a couple weeks ago. It was a Pentecostal Bible. Be on the lookout for Pentecostal Bibles. I was brand new, sold it for $150. So
sweet.
I'll take that. Thank you, Jesus.
Wow.
Wait, John Johnson, is that okay to say? Is that okay to say? Because sometimes, like, I take the Lord's name in vain, not like meaning to wanting to like insult anybody, especially the Lord. God knows. But like, you want to say thank you, Jesus, when you sell something?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. All my blessings. I know where they come from.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start doing the thank you, Jesus, a little more often.
Every time you sell a Bible. One of the few negative feedbacks that I have gotten though is when I used to put Bible tracts in the boxes when I sent them out. This is like 15 years ago. Yeah, one negative feedback. I'm like, maybe that's not a good idea.
You used to put what in there?
Bible tracts.
Bible tracts.
You ever see the tracts?
And they were the worst. Yeah, they're like the little cartoon.
Yeah, they're
Jack
like little
Chick makes
pamphlets.
them.
They're like, yeah, chick tracks. They're like yay big. And there's like, 15, 20 pages. They're like religious chick tracks.
Yeah.
Chick is a company that makes them.
Oh, I never heard them called that. I've seen that before.
So it's just like a little pamphlet, though, that you just
Yeah.
stick in, and you can use it like a bookmark or something, or what? Or it's just a pamphlet. You
I
just
don't
throw
think I've
away?
ever seen that.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
You'll have
about.
to Google it.
Okay.
I'm reading a message in the chat. Hold on a second. Lonnie 2, what should I say when approaching a garage sale in the deep south
Oh my
so they
goodness.
think I'm a good old boy?
Oh my goodness.
What I like to do is I say, how do you have mom and them? And they know right away you're one of them, you're local, and they'll give you some good deals. How y'all doing? How you mom and them? Just like that.
How
real
y'all
quick.
mama?
John, how long have you been drinking today, man? Did you just started, or John, have you started drinking?
I've drank a few beers.
Okay, I figured. All right.
Oh my God. So, John Johnson, you got any bad habits you want to share with the group?
I've got 20 years of bad habits. One is don't put a popsicle on your desk and forget about it. And two, like my problem is that I buy everything. Like I buy too much and I get overwhelmed, and then I get huge death piles. And next thing you know, I'm trying to find ways to wholesale my stuff out and get rid of it. And that's kind of the way with clothing. I see all of these wonderful people selling clothing, and I'm like, what a fantastic idea. I've never done that before. And then I realize how much I hate measuring stuff, and then I don't I'm like, forget about it. But I don't know. Like my wife, I think my number one thing is relying on her too much. I put a lot on her because we're business partners, and I probably need to take more responsibility because she has a lot on her. She does all the packing, the book work. I buy and source, and we both split the emails out. But yeah, she's my
And she works a
number
full-time
one
job.
asset in my business.
Doesn't she
That
work
is
a
not
full-time
fair.
job?
No, she doesn't. We both work full time from the house.
Okay.
We're both pretty fortunate. I mean, we made really good decisions in life and made good investments.
I wish I could find a partner where I'd be like, okay, look, here's the deal, partner. I'm gonna go buy and source everything. You handle everything, all the other stuff. Okay, you got it. That's a strong partner.
Get the raw end of that deal.
How would you like to be on the shipping and? Well, no, you do the listing though, right, John Johnson?
Yeah, I do a lot of the listing and put photographs, but I do what I like to do, and then I kind of like, here you go, I love you, honey. Do this other stuff that I hate, but she don't like to list though, so it kind of works out that way. But I do put a lot of work on her. She does the inventory and like even yesterday, like she took the stuff to the warehouse and put it up while I was listing, and I felt like such a big turd sitting here like working, but like it has to get listed, but that's what she likes to do. It helps her. I don't know. She likes to do that stuff. So
Hey guys, can we mention? Did you mention stevenSteph's situation yet, Andy?
No, I did.
Let's all drink a little sip of whatever we're drinking, including those of you in the audience.
Pour a little something over stevenSteph. Yeah,
Pour a little out for our fallen homie stevenSteph over there. Because
Miss you guys.
yeah,
Not
they
the
want
same
to
without
be
you
here.
guys. Not the same. It's a raw deal.
it's total crap.
For sure.
Yeah.
Gee whiz. I mean, why did YouTube have to do that?
And let's make a call out. If anybody has any like inside hookup with YouTube, hey, why don't you use it for stevenSteph? There's some really good people, and put out the good word for them. See if we can, because they're suspended from doing live streams till September, and they're like some of the best people I know.
they are.
Yeah. My days are a little less sunny without those live streams. Those guys are awesome.
My wife actually, last night was sitting there watching stevenSteph for the very first time, and she hears me talk about him and this and that. And she's like, "Oh, these guys are so awesome." And I guess this is a little, a bad habit on my part. is, you know, like I've been trying to get my wife involved in doing this a little more often and stuff like that. And I had no idea my wife had an interest in dumpster diving. Last night, so we're sitting there last night and oh my God. So we're sitting there last night and we're watching a couple of these videos and stuff like that. And my wife is a big makeup fiend. She loves that stuff. And I was telling her about, you know, stevenSteph, and then you go to Ulta and there's all these other people that dive at Ulta. Well, we don't have an Ulta near us. The nearest one's about an hour away. But we have a couple other places that do that sort of, they have that sort of stuff and what have you around us. And so she's sitting there and she's like, let's go dumpster diving. Let's go down. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, no. And she's like, no, we really, I'm like, are you serious? Do you really want to do this? She's like, yes, I want to go. She was so excited last night. And I'm like, and I'd already had a shower. I was like done for the night. You know, it's about 9 o'clock. And she's like, let's go out. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm going to go do this.
You guys were in?
And I should have taped it. But I was like, you know, this is my first time. I have no idea what's going on. And
Yeah,
I'm
you're
telling
scared
you
your
what,
first time, for sure.
yeah, she was just a whole nother person. And I'm like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. But, you know, I guess, like I said, I guess it was probably bad on my part of, you know, not, you know, asking her if that was something that she wanted to do. Or I guess I should have been more receptive to her wanting to do that. I guess if you know, she finds some good stuff and I can flip it, then that's awesome. But man, it was just not something I ever thought that my wife would have any sort of desire to do or anything like that. It was totally crazy. No, actually, and this is, so we didn't find anything last night. So they must pick up everything on either Saturday morning or Friday night, because they were all empty. Every single place we went to was all empty, or like it was like one bag. So she's like, I'm going out Thursday. She goes, as soon as you go to work, I'm going Thursday. Me and Lucy, Lucy's my dog. She goes, Lucy, we're going. And I'm like, going, have fun. So I'm kind of excited because, you know, I mean, she may find something good. And I was like, you know, if she does,
she could start her own YouTube channel.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my God.
So Andy, are you part of the dumpster community now?
I am not, but you know, I may be, because, you know, right? I don't know. My wife will probably take over as, you know, mayor or something probably before long. So yeah, I was just totally surprised, totally caught me off guard. I had no idea. And she just had like this energy about her. Right. I've never seen her like so passionate about something. And I'm like, oh my God.
I love Desiree. I've never even met her.
Yeah. I was like,
sounds like so much fun.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Yeah. It was fun. I mean, it ended up being fun after I kind of got over everything, but, you know, just one of those deals that's just kind of freaked out, you know, at first, because, you know, I have no idea what to expect. And I'm like, you know, I know everybody.
Funny smells.
Find out the laws, like in your area.
Funny smells, garbage.
But I think it should be okay.
You know, another thing is, like, I just got done washing and waxing the car. I got it all vacuumed out, and, you know, so we had it all cleaned up and everything like that. And she's like, let's go dumpster diving. And I'm like, no. So, you know, I'm laying out, you know, I put a couple garbage bags out in the back of the car and stuff like that. And I was like, I have no idea what is going on, you know. But yeah, so anyway, she's going to go out. She's going to take the van and go out Thursday. So we'll see what happens. Crazy. So yeah, thank you, stevenSteph, for getting my wife all fired up to go do that. Uh-oh. Did we all freeze up?
No. I'm here.
Okay, it was like everybody on my end was like completely like froze.
No,
so.
we're reading. I think we're all reading the chat right now.
I'm reading the chat.
Oh,
I'd like to read a comment from Miss Shauna Lee. She says, my biggest problem is watching Lonnie at the estate sales and yelling at the computer telling to pick that up. Yeah, I tend to miss things.
Imagine that.
When we were in Tennessee doing the Highway 70 sale, there was this BMX bike. I walked right past it, and John, you know, Cincinnati picker, he ended up buying it for $15, and he just sold it tonight, actually, on eBay. Let's see what he got for it.
Sick brag, bro.
So he got $540 for that bike that I walked past.
I think I tripped over it, actually.
Yeah. Walked into all the other crap at the yard sale.
I was headed for a
crazy.
pair of jeans, I think, and I tripped over it.
That's funny.
Makes you wonder how many people actually passed by that bike until you ran across it.
Hey, and not only that, but it makes you wonder, like, okay, we know about the bike because John bought it, right? But how much stuff do we all walk by every time we go out?
Yeah, myself included.
Which I like that, though. I like that we walk by stuff because that means there's, room to grow.
Yep,
Right.
there absolutely is. I hear people saying that, oh, there's not enough to go around, and YouTube's ruining it for everybody, and blah 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 blah. I've made more money now, way more money now than I did a year ago, since I joined YouTube, because of everything I've learned from watching all you guys.
Exactly.
Me too.
Hey, we've ruined a few markets along the way, but hey, what the hell?
Yeah.
Cool.
Destroyed a few
Definitely,
markets
there's-
here and there.
There's so many great YouTubers out there and stuff that I learned from and stuff like that. And actually, just give one a shout out. I just seen he popped in. Phil, the King of Thrift, just popped into the chat. So give a shout out to Phil. He's a good guy, man. Go check out his channel. You guys don't know who Phil is? He's got a lot of really good videos
King
and
of
stuff like that.
Thrift.
Yeah, if you haven't seen him, he's got some great stuff. Yeah, I've been watching his channel for quite a while, and I believe he's on Instagram as well.
Huh. You all check them out.
So, yeah,
don't
Phil,
see him in the
if
chat.
you're still in here, Phil, just put a little thing at the bottom or whatever, so they can click on your name or whatever and go subscribe to your channel. He's got some really great videos. I've been following him for quite a while. He's one of the guys I do watch pretty regularly. He's a really good guy.
What's his user ID here? Is it Phil?
King of Thrift.
Oh, okay. It's King of Thrift. That's the name of his channel.
Yeah, he's got almost 5,000 subs. So yeah.
Cool. I'll go.
Yeah,
subscribe.
he's got some really good stuff. He's very well spoken as well. I really like this. Just the way his delivery and stuff. He's got a lot of real educational videos and stuff than what other people do and what have you. So yeah, he's just one of those guys I really enjoy watching.
I just want to point out that my vision is kind of, I think it's a disability, right?
Uh-oh.
Would y'all consider poor vision to be a disability? Like, I'm probably about that far from being blind. So basically, John is making fun of a blind guy right now.
I think you're making excuses. Let's talk about disabilities for a second. You know what a really bad habit of mine is? Handicapped people get in my way all the time.
Oh my goodness gracious!
If there's something
Where's my
that I need in a
abort.
estate sale that I have got to reach for, I just like to push them out of the way. The wheelchairs have big wheels on them. You just roll them, they'll go.
What they gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. They can't.
They're on wheels.
They're on wheels. Exactly.
Abort.
I'll get to
I
that
agree
thing
with
before
Ron.
they do.
Here's the red button. Red button.
Yep.
Weren't you supposed to paint abort on that button now?
I need to. I'm gonna take it to my guy. I'm gonna have a
Your
big
guy.
box made for the bottom of it, and I'm gonna have garage flips engraved in the front of it. And I have a furniture guy. He's my guy.
You need to attach it to a shock collar. If
You
could
just
make
need a
that
glue gun and a
actually a
piece
shock.
of square wood.
I think I'm like the only guy on the panel that doesn't have a guy for something. You know what I mean? You guys all have like a go-to guy for all your stuff. That's great.
I'd like to have a guy for clothing. I can find clothing cheap. That's what I want. Or a gal. I'll take a gal for clothing.
Whoa, what was that? What was that noise? It sounds like somebody's peeing right now.
Oh, it's
pouring.
it's
Someone's
me
pouring
pouring a
liquor.
beer.
Oh, okay.
My mug only holds 2 beers, and so I'm already down 2. So we got to refill.
That's a big mug.
Yeah, we got these off Amazon. I think they were like $20 or $30 a piece, man. I mean,
How many gifts did
they
you
were
give
all
out?
different. A lot. I think it was like 50. I think we bought 15 of these suckers. So
Nice.
yeah, no, it wasn't nice because, like I said, I think they were like $30 a pop. So 30 times 15, do the math. It was a little pricey. But
It's a
hey,
nice
yeah,
gift.
actually,
Like $75 or something.
You guys
What's
see
that?
Barry?
Yeah, I see it.
oh hey, there's Barry.
Hey, John, somebody
Oh,
just put
hey,
$2.
Barry.
Somebody just gave the organ grinder $2.
All
Yeah,
right,
we got to give
Barry.
Barry the shout
There
out
you
for
go,
the super
bud.
chat. So there you go, John.
How y'all doing? How you mom and them?
You look more like Dwight than me, like Dwight off of The Office.
Let's take a vote. Everyone in the chat, please type if I look more like Lonnie or if I look more like Dwight. Let us know what you think. So legitimately, speaking of bad habits, I've got a bad habit where I've got too big of a death pile. I just keep sourcing. I can't not go to garage sales. I've got all this crap in my warehouse that I know I need to list on eBay that's niche that I don't like to put on my website. And I've got like piles and piles and piles, but I can't stop. Like I knew that yesterday morning I should have listed some of it, but I still went garage selling.
You have FOMO.
Yeah, I got FOMO. That's exactly what it is. But I do try to block out like an hour or two in the week to list some of it and try to chip away at it, but then it starts growing again.
That's hard for you because you run like a full-time business and then you have to go and also list online. So, yeah.
I do very little. I've got like maybe 100 listings on eBay. I only really like to put the stuff that's really super net, like that BMX bike. There's no way I'd get anywhere close to $540 on my website for that BMX bike. So it kind of
What did you pay for that?
$15.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I know, too high, right? I tried to get it for 10. The guy wouldn't take it. Jeez.
He's not lying.
He's still playing Lonnie doing that.
Is it hard to decide actually where to put some of your items, whether you're not to sell them locally or in your auction, or whether or not to put them on, eBay, because you do get such unique stuff?
Yeah, it used to be the case. So when I first started it, I put everything on my site because I wanted all the good stuff on my site, and I wanted people to like create that loyalty. So like NES systems would go for like $5. Everything was going for super cheap because I didn't have bidders, but people kept coming back, and now they've stayed with me the whole time. Now that I've been doing it for 3 years, I have a long track record of what stuff sells for. So I pretty much know, all right, they're not going to pay up for this BMX bike. I just know they're not going to. So I'll put it on eBay. They will pay up for the video games. So I'll put the video games on my site. So I pretty much have a pretty good feeling of stuff because, I mean, number one, absolutely, put it on my website. No fees, no shipping, nothing. It's just easy peasy, and I'm done with it. But yeah, there's still some stuff that I'll put on eBay.
Do you have somebody where you work at like just for listing on eBay, kind of like Pete does with Vicky? It's you.
Yep. My guys pretty much have so much on their plate right now that I don't put more on there with the eBay stuff.
Have you ever thought about hiring somebody just for your eBay stuff?
I'll tell you, I've had bad luck lately with people. I don't know what it is, but it's hard to find good work. I'm just trying to find good work for the warehouse stuff, let alone my eBay stuff.
Right.
Sam Dallas is trying to guess what FOMO stands for. His first guess is freaky old monkey ooze. So somebody want to tell Sam Dallas what FOMO stands for?
Fear of missing out.
There you go. There you go. I have that.
I have it too. That is why I'm up every Saturday morning. Well, actually, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday mornings garage selling.
Yep. And you know what's bad is, like, I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna go, but I'm only gonna get like the very cream of the crop of. And I come back with a van full of crap. You know? Like, damn it, Lonnie.
It's like going out. I'm only going to drink one beer tonight, I promise. And you don't even know. You wake up the next day and you're like in Mexico. I can get up at 10:30 in my area and go out and just kill it because I am the guy in my town that does eBay and nobody else hits the yard sales. I have 4 or 5 people messaging me now wanting me to go buy stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know if I need any more, but I know winter is coming, and then it gets a little bit harder. So I try to have 10 or 12 totes put back stuff for winter time.
Like a squirrel hoarding the nuts.
Right? You got to be, man. You got to think about tomorrow. Don't be the grasshopper.
Right.
That's still got to be a great feeling, though, having people actually bring you stuff, kind of like, Jory, I mean, he gets people that just bring him stuff. That's got to be, one of the best feelings ever.
He used to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he probably still has some connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it long enough that, he's got connections.
Mr. Sadie123 says, "LOL, famous last words. I'm going to be super picky today." I tell man, am I the only one that tells myself that and then ends up not just being a big like? I don't know, man.
I do it too. I did it in Tennessee. I felt like I was a little picky, but not as much as I should have been.
You were kind of loose, man. That first day, you were loose.
I know, man. I was just throwing money. I was making it rain on yard sales.
I mean, but with your model and the way you can sell stuff at your auction, it's a totally different ball game. But it's like, damn, there ain't nothing here. And then John's like, "Hey guys, this is great stuff." You got like armfuls of.
I think, yeah, I'm the same way. Me and my buddy Jerry, you'll see him in some of my YouTube videos. We'll go out somewhere and he's like, "I can't find nothing," and I'm like, "Look at all this great stuff."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's just I live in an area to where you couldn't live by buying one type of thing. So I watched that channel that Lonnie turned me on to, the really cool man and his kids that do the cameras, and I'm like, I love that, but I couldn't do that. But so like I have to go out and just buy everything.
You're talking about crazy picker life and Wheeler.
Yeah.
Dealer, banana peeler. And they've cultivated contacts over the years though, to where they don't have to go out and, beat the street quite as much as they used to. They actually have like contacts where they can buy bulk stuff. But
I was listening to that in his last video. He was talking about needing to sell a bunch so that he could buy from them again. And I'm just like, hey, I just threw a comment down there. Like, if you buy a bunch and you need to wholesale some of that, let me know. I'll buy.
That's smart. That'd be better for them than to lose that connection. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just give me some stuff I can make some money on. You guarantee I'll make money on it, and I guarantee I'll buy it. That's the John Johnson guarantee right there.
I got a local guy I buy from, and it's kind of a unique situation. I haven't filmed much about it just because I don't want to kind of give away my source, but I'll like make a pile of stuff and he'll give me a price, and he's usually pretty fair with it. And I don't haggle with him. I usually pay his price just because I want to keep that going, come next week, and keep it going and going and going. Like if I feel like if I beat him up on price, then the next time, he might not be willing to work with me.
Goggles update. Did you see Barry's comment? Give us a goggles update, Andy.
Oh, dog goggles.
Barry loves dog goggles, man. I haven't seen him for a couple weeks. I'm gonna get you a picture of dog goggles one of these days, bud. I'm gonna get you a picture of him. So he's very elusive, but he's almost like Bigfoot. But I'm telling you what, man, I'll get a picture, and you're gonna be the first guy I'm gonna send it to.
The elusive.
Well, we know a lot about Bigfoot, Andy. Lonnie and I had a personal encounter with him in Tennessee.
Yeah, I seen that. That was quite intriguing.
Scary, man. We barely made it out alive.
I need to go watch that video. I don't think I've seen it.
Oh my gosh!
Scary.
Of all the videos not to see, Tonya, you gotta watch.
I'm making note of it right now.
I still have scars.
And you also need to catch up on every one of my haul videos, every one of my sold videos.
I just commented on your video.
All those other videos I do every single day. You gotta watch every single one of them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Okay. Hey, speaking of Lonnie's haul videos.
Watch my videos.
This is a horrible bad habit I got, and I don't know if the rest of you guys do this. Do you guys watch YouTube videos while you're driving?
I have, yeah.
I have a horrible habit, especially watching Lonnie's sales updates on my way to work.
Oh my gosh,
dude. They're always like just the right amount of time that I could, like, from by the time I leave my house, I could get to work, and I might sit in the parking lot just a couple minutes or whatever. I usually can get through almost all of Lonnie's, sales updates, and then maybe I might have to watch a little bit on the way home. But I find myself, I'm like, I leave for work at 3:30 in the morning. There's not a lot of people on the road, but I got a little dash mount, and I put the little YouTube on, and I go. So does anybody else do that? That's a horrible bad habit.
That is
horrible. I should probably not.
I don't want you to be found dead, and they're like, well, what was he doing? What was on the phone? 38 things.
Flips video.
What? He died for 38 things some dude sold on eBay?
Andy, just listen to it, man. That's what I do. I'll put it in the seat next to me. I forget about it, and I'll just turn it up and I'll listen to it.
he's such a good-looking guy. You know what I'm saying? It gets my day going.
Oh my God!
I mean, will you see that?
It sounds
face?
like that's not the only thing he gets going for you, Andy. You need to discuss it.
Come on, man. Hit the button. John Johnson, hit the button, dude.
Abort. I tell you what, I can't watch you.
Mr. Sadie in the chat says he does the same thing. He says he watches Lonnie too while he's driving, working, listening. See, Lonnie's the guy, man.
I've watched Lonnie while
you.
driving before, Lonnie and Candace.
You think anybody's ever died watching one of us, and gotten like a head-on collision? That would suck, huh? Jeez.
Maybe they've had a heart attack. I don't know.
Hit the button, John.
Man, how many like YouTube creators, like, what if you were the last person they ever heard?
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Dude, this got dark real quick.
I know.
I don't watch resellers when I'm driving because I have to watch and see what you're picking up and showing me, and that gets bad. So I listen to like other stuff, music or something.
There are podcasts you can listen to
a lot
while
of
driving.
music.
Wait,
Jeanette
Randall almost got kicked out of a court trial because she was listening to Lonnie's YouTube and a juror thought I was recording.
Oh, that's fantastic.
No, I don't believe that. Come on, get out of here. Oh, they almost got locked up. They almost got locked up for being in contempt of court.
Wow. I'm surprised they actually let her have her cell phone out because I know like last time I had to go and do jury duty, they actually like took our phones.
Really? I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, they actually confiscated our stuff.
Since we're talking about bad habits, I've got a pretty bad one, and Lonnie can attest to this.
You're weird.
Every time I do a live stream, pretty often, I'd say 90% of the time, halfway in the middle of it, I'll just get up and walk out. It's like...
Sorry, that was a little loud, but it's the truth. Poor Lonnie.
Poor guy.
Yeah, right. So, Andy, have you mentioned how many bad habits have you mentioned besides the phone thing?
Oh my gosh, I've got a ton of them.
Because
I've already mentioned like probably 3 or 4 of them already. But honestly, probably my number. Well, okay, I guess the phone thing, that's probably my number one bad habit. But I would say, and this has been since day one, and I'm still doing it to this day. It's video game. I love picking up video games, systems, consoles, all that stuff, and I never list them. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Last year I had a ton of time to garage sale last year, completely opposite of this year. I picked up so much of that stuff and I got so overwhelmed with it because I just didn't have the time to sit down and test it, make sure everything all worked, blah, 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 blah. And I just had enough. I got tired of looking at all this stuff. I mean, I cherry picked a lot of good games and stuff like that, but I still wanted to make sure those games worked, so it was like, I got to set up a system. I got to do this. I finally ended up just calling one of my gamer buddies and I was like, dude, I got all this stuff. And I used to send him pictures of all this stuff. So he knew a lot of it. I was like, please come over to my house. I said, I'll make you a deal on all this stuff. And, he was happy as a clam. And he come over one day. I was like, dude, I said, I'll tell you what, just give me $1,000 for all this stuff and you can have all of it. And he was super happy. He was like, oh my God. Yeah. He goes, that's great. But for me to make that kind of money all in one, at one shot, it was worth it to me just to get all that crap out of here. But now, just a little bit of time I've got to garage sale and do stuff like that just this year. I've probably got already 6 systems already sitting here, and they're just sitting here.
Well,
and that's probably what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's, that's probably exactly what's going to happen.
What kind of
by the time
systems
the year rolls around. Huh?
What kind are they?
They're just regular stuff. I've picked up, Wii's or, PlayStations, just
some of them you can
GameCube.
trade in. You can trade into GameStop, or maybe there might be a local game store you could, bring them to.
GameStop in our area, they don't give you anything for stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky to get for a GameCube, it's probably $5. They don't give you anything.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't give
sell
you
for $50 on eBay.
Yeah, they don't give you anything. Wii, I think is maybe I don't even think you get $10 for a Wii. I think it's
I've
like
gotten to the point
$8 for a
where
Wii.
I don't even like buying consoles hardly anymore, except for maybe an N64 or something like that. But
Super Nintendos, NESs. I mean, you can't go wrong with those.
Super Nintendo 64, they're bulletproof.
yeah, but John is saying that, but he just hands them to his guys and they list them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a different experience for John.
Sounds like he's
Yeah,
got
so,
a
I mean,
guy.
if I had a guy, maybe that's what I need to do is I just need to give them to, give them to my buddy and say, hey, dude, test these, make sure they work. I'll give you 1%. That honestly, this probably would maybe even be a good idea, but sometimes it's probably even better just to part some of that stuff out. And you can get a little bit better money for some of those things by just, parting them out.
Yeah, a lot of them, you could just list them as untested, put the controllers with it listed as untested, and you would still probably get almost full mark on them. So you might even think about doing that. Don't test it; just make it look clean. I use little wire wraps, and I wrap up all my cables and make a nice picture. And if they send it back, they send it back. 1 in 50, maybe.
Right.
Because if I start testing, that's my bad habit. I'm sitting there playing Super Mario for an hour, and I'm like, "What?
Yeah, that's true.
What the hell am I doing? I'm not 10."
Dude, I played one time. I tested the Wii Sports, and I played that damn tennis game for like 45 minutes. Seriously, and I'm like, what am I doing?
What have you done?
Yeah, I've actually found myself when I've actually gotten around to finally setting up, a little TV and doing that. Then I end up getting stuck on. I start playing a game because there'll be something there, and I'm like, oh crap, I finally got around to doing this, and now I'm just sitting here playing a game. So it's like, I'm never gonna get this stuff done.
Andy, look, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Okay, just between me and you. Okay, I'm talking low so nobody else can hear. But most video game sellers don't test the video games. I'm just telling you. They don't do it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You
It's
can
just
even.
me. I'm a perfectionist
You can even
on a lot
say
of
they're
things. So
tested.
I know. I'm horrible about that though. I'm a perfectionist. I want when I send something out, I want to make sure that's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like to test anything. That's a bunch of wasted time. Okay. I'm telling you, what you do is
No
buy it, you list it, you sell it, you ship it. That's what you do. You just ship it, you send it out, and if they message you with some kind of problem, you just block them. Problem solved. Forget about it. It's done.
Wait, could y'all hear that? That was between me and Andy. That's not cool, man. That was like a private conversation we were having.
Eavesdropping there. At Lonnie, I tell you what, Lonnie 2.0.
So
Tonya, my magic word for electronics is that it was pulled from a working environment. You get it? And it's like, oh, it don't work. I'm like, I'm sorry. I just refund them their money and tell them to keep it, and they can keep the controllers and everything. And it just saves me so much time.
Yeah, but then you don't know if they're lying or not.
But it's
that's
just,
the cost.
It's just the cost of doing business. It's just I could list 10 times as fast as not testing everything.
Yeah,
then yeah.
Now, if you're selling if you have a game that has some scratches on it, then you want to clean that and maybe clean it and then test it. Sell all your games to Dog Goggles. This is Barry 5-Day Flippers. To Dog Goggles and interview them. And look, I'm just saying, like, for testing stuff though. Yeah, I test most things. From experience, you get to kind of get a feel for what's going to work and what's not. And video games are going to work, dude. Seriously.
Right. I mean, I'm not testing the butt pickles and stuff like that. I mean, obviously the $2 games and what have you. I'm not testing that stuff. But when you're getting into the $15 games, $20 games, I usually check them. I mean, it's just
I usually test them. We all have a threshold.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, a $2 game, I could care less. Like I said, I'm going to send that out. If they say it doesn't work, whatever, fine. Just keep it. I mean, I have nothing into this thing anyway. I probably bought that in a bundle or whatever, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, I don't test every single game. But, obviously I test all the systems. I test, I want to make sure all the controllers work. I do that, I do that sort of stuff. So when I do sit down and do it, it's for me, it's a process. It's time consuming. It does take a lot of time. It's not where like, you know, I can list a whole crap load of shirts or a whole crap load of something else in the time I can do, you know what I'm saying, a video game system. You know what I'm saying? For me, it takes me so much longer.
And that comment just made my brain fall out, because shirts, I'm just like, oh my God, I got to fold them and put them in a bag and measure the armpits and the length and how big, is there any boob stretch marks in them? I don't know.
Boob what?
But see, and that's probably the difference between like you and I, or probably like me and Lonnie. Like Lonnie already has basically something already set up. You have probably a TV already set up there with some leads and this and that, where you can just quick plug and play and go. You know, like me, I have a clothing area all set up, so I can just boom, boom, boom. I can bang out clothes really, really fast. But if I got to go and do, you know, video games, or if I need to test a VCR combo or something, I have to go, you know, I have a small little TV down here. I have to go and set up. I got to hook everything all up, and then I got to make sure I got the right, you know, cables and leads and all that sort of stuff. So for me, that's more of a process. So I think that's why it's probably a little, that's why I tend to not do that as much, because I'm not set. I don't have an area set up for that and for my clothes. And because I do mostly clothes.
You know what it is? I think with you, I think that you're like confined by your own perfection, or you're confined by perfection, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm
like,
totally guilty of that.
Your videos.
I am a perfectionist on a lot of things. Right.
Like your videos that you put out, your videos are friggin' top notch, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you could do a video every day. For one thing, you have a full-time job, right? But for another thing, you have like really well-produced content, and you have like these awesome like effects and like, you know, the music and screen, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff that I'm like, I don't need all that junk, you know, but it's nice, you know. You're a perfectionist. He's a perfectionist guy though, like with his photos and his listings and all that. So it totally makes sense that you would be a perfectionist when it comes to testing, because that's what you are, you know?
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, and I probably come by that naturally. I probably come by that naturally too, because like my dad was like a machinist, so like he everything he did was with precision equipment. You know, I mean, even when it comes down to like us building something, he drives me crazy, because like he wants to do stuff to the 1,000th. I'm like, Dad, it doesn't have to be that precise. You know, we're just cutting a couple boards. It doesn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he knows. And my dad's a real perfectionist, so I get a lot of those traits from my father. You know.
Yeah, I think that's
like
natural.
Barry said he's gonna do a video tomorrow on, or a later day, on how to get rid of video game systems and games without having to test them. So yeah, I'll be definitely looking forward to that, Barry.
That's called Duane's auction. 2 words. That's all it is.
It's called what?
Yeah.
Duane's auction.
Right.
Duane's auction. Yeah. You know, see, I wouldn't even do that on Duane's auction, because I don't want someone to get those. Yeah, I don't want someone to get those, and then, you know, they go and fire them up, and they're like going, oh my God, I just got all this stuff from Andy the Parrot Picker, and he sold me a bunch of crap. You know, I mean, even like when you bought all those video games for me, you know, I mean, I had that, I think it was a Nintendo or some video game mystery lot or something like that.
Yep.
You know, I tested every single one of those systems that you had bought, you know, that was in there. I tested all that stuff. It was just because, you know, one, you're my friend, but I mean, it's not that necessarily I knew that you were going to win it. I didn't know who was going to win it. And that's the thing is, I want whoever gets whatever it is I'm selling, I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just the type of seller that I am.
You got your name on it.
Exactly.
First off, I want to defend my boob stretch mark. I didn't mean boob like this. I meant chest. Like, I'm a fat guy and I'm barrel chested. Like, I'm big, like up top.
You mean man boobs?
That's what I meant. Man, not really man boobs, because like I'm big, but like that's what I meant. And 2, this is a prime example of something that you get at a yard sale. I paid $5 for this, and it's out of a 2014 Mustang, and there's no way I can test that. The only thing I can do in my listing is say that it was pulled, it was working when it was pulled. If there's any issue, message me, and I'll take a return on it.
Yeah,
I've got a picture of the serial number.
Yep. Is that a car stereo? What is that?
It is. It's a multi-disc MP3. It's a CD player for a Mustang.
How happy do you think that buyer is going to be by the time they figure out it's not working? Oh my God.
I've sold hundreds of them though, and I tell people, I'm just honest with them that, hey, you know what? I don't know,
Right.
but if I can sell it for $200, and if it don't work, I'll send it back. I'm fine with that.
Oh, I'm
Send it
not
back to me.
judging you. I'm just saying, man. Like,
Yeah.
we all take
How
risks.
in the hell are you gonna? You can't test it. I mean, there's just no way unless you know where the leads are coming out of the back. I guess you could, but what I do is I look to the people who do know what they're doing on those, and I kind of copy how they listen. There's a couple of big car stereo guys on eBay, but with the video game stuff, man, I mean, yeah, everybody's good, but it's a matter of doing business. It's hard to test everything.
Yeah.
I'll plug it in to make sure it turns on and stuff like that. I mean, obviously. There is a piece that I got the other day that I'm going to test. I got a Pioneer tape deck in the box. I was at a yard sale, and Jerry went to it earlier in the day, and they told him it wasn't for sale, but I ended up buying it because for me, no isn't no. No is, well, no, maybe. It's a maybe. And it's funny. It was a brand new tape deck from the 80s, still in the box, and the guy gets it out and he starts ripping the plastic off of it. I'm like, don't do that. He already broke a big chunk out of the styrofoam, and I'm like,
Oh,
I know that
no.
this guy has no idea what this is worth, so I'm going to get it cheap, but if I can keep him from destroying it, I'll be 10 times better off. But that I will test because that'll bring good money.
Yeah, I've had that happen like at garage sales too, where I go to buy something and it's like new with the tags, and they're like wrapping it up, trying to take off the tag. I'm like, no, leave that on there.
Leave it on. Oh, geez.
I don't know if I'm getting some lag or what it is. My internet connection, I think, might be a little off.
I think it's just awkward silence.
Can I share something, Andy?
You can do whatever you want on my channel, John. I really
Awesome.
don't care. So, you know.
You're such a good friend.
Careful.
I bought this yearbook on Thursday.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
The guy
That's
he would buy storage auctions, and he found us in a storage unit. So it wasn't his yearbook. And I was listening, and I opened up the second page, and there was this long message here, okay? This was a guy's yearbook. It says, Jake, English was a blast. I hope we have a few classes together next year. I'll cry if we don't.
Oh,
You've been an excellent friend. Sorry.
Friend.
You've given me great dating tips, health advisories, and a good time. Thanks for always
advisories.
being my partner. We'll always work so well together. Hey, junior year, look me up at the prom. I bet you'll look great in a tux. When you look back, don't think of how annoying Mr. Howe was. Instead, remember my flirtatious nature, sleazy skirts, and go-go boots. Love you always, your little Spice Girl.
okay.
If you want to be my lover.
This guy was real deep in the friend zone. Real deep.
Really.
I think that he was buried in the friend zone.
Yeah. So
That was a touch.
I took a picture of that and put it in the Facebook group for This Week in Reselling. And the guys tracked down who the phone number belonged to. So it was the phone number, call anytime, and it's got it. They found the phone number, they found the name of the mom, and they're like, yeah, this is who the girl is, even though she didn't sign her real name. They like narrowed it down to her last name, and she's in there.
Wow.
Wait, in the group?
No, she's in the, like, they figured out, without even looking at the yearbook, they figured out who the girl was in the yearbook that wrote that message.
Oh my goodness.
So, wow.
That's
And
crazy.
she used a fake name?
No, she had a real name. I guess her mom was the one that had the number. But yeah, the guy's yearbook was Jake, and the girl's name who wrote the message was Cora.
Oh, that's
So
a
yeah,
pretty
it's
name.
like this whole
Jake
whole story here.
Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm, yeah.
Did you ever see what she looked like?
Yeah, you didn't see the picture I posted?
No.
I didn't. I'll look later if it's in there. But I wanted to show you. This is what I found, man. This is just awesome. It's this big Pioneer still in the box. Look at it. It's a CT9R. And so, yeah, I'll test this. That was a great find right there. I paid $25 for this. You guys think I paid too much?
Was it, and it was never used?
It's brand new, still in the plastic.
What is it?
It's a stereo cassette tape deck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's made in Japan, so it's pretty awesome. I was wanting Lonnie to see it, but I don't know if he's seen it or not. Lonnie too's seen it, so that's good enough.
Well, he doesn't have his glasses on, so I don't know if he can see it or not.
Right?
Right.
He's legally blind.
Switcheroo.
There we go.
No wonder he drives so
There you
slow.
go, John.
Can you show it again?
There you go, Nevermore.
Yeah.
Put her back up there.
What do you think about this, Lonnie? What do you think about it? Would you have tripped over this at the yard sale like you did that hutch bike?
Yeah, I would have just walked right past that.
I walked right past that, looking for
Bibles and jeans.
yeah, Bibles and jeans. Poor Lonnie, he's not even here.
I'm here. I'm back. So I missed that. I missed the yearbook thing. I was having to fool around with my mouse over here. But the guys in the chat, how many of you knew a girl just like Spice Girl when you were in high school?
That
Raise
just
your hand.
Put you right in the friend zone.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You have got to give.
And Tonya,
I never gave those girls much time.
Tonya, were you ever that girl? Were you ever Spice Girl when you were in high school?
Please, no. I have too much respect for myself.
I've talked to women about that when we got older. I'm like, why would you put some poor guy in the friend zone? And if I see a young girl doing it to a dude, I'd be like, don't do that to him. I was like, that poor guy.
She was cheating off his test, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was some kind of benefit.
Hey, those girls got me through math, so I'm good with that.
They got you through math.
All right, enough of those girls.
Dude, I had oh my God, dude, I'm horrible at math, right? So, yeah, I had 3 girls in one of my algebra classes that, I used to cheat off of all the time.
Wow.
And my teacher figured it out. And so the one day he ended up giving everybody all different tests. And here I have I'm checking out, see what all they got. My problems are complete. I don't know that they're different tests. All my answers are exactly what they've got. And my questions are all completely different. I totally get busted out.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah, I was horrible, man.
I got a funny story I'll share with you. So I had an English class, and I despise my English teacher. I really hated her. And she had something out against men because, her husband divorced her because he was smart. So she just hated any and all males. So, she just give me D's and C's on, everything. But I was a good student, so, it was unjustified. So I bought the answer key to the vocabulary book on the internet. And I wrote a page, on the front cover. It was Miss Walsh is a blah, 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 blah. She's a B. I bought this so that everybody could have all the answers. And I passed it out to everyone in the school.
Wow.
Yeah. So everybody had the answer key. So a couple months down the road, I get a call to the principal's office.
Oh, man.
And he has the book. And he's like, is this yours? And I said, yeah. And he's like, how'd you get it? And I said, I bought it on the internet. He says, you didn't steal it from the teacher? I said, no, I bought it on the internet. He's like, oh, well, I can't really do anything. He's like, that was smart. He's like, all right, get out of here.
Nah.
Didn't do anything.
Was she trying to accuse you? Was she trying to accuse you of stealing it?
He had heard that I had stolen it. That's how he assumed I got it. But he was just a really cool principal, and I think he knew that she was a major B, and he just let me off.
Wow.
Did anybody ever find? Sorry.
Go ahead, John.
Did anyone ever find a picture of that lady, what she looks like today? Because we found the guy. I didn't know if anyone. I'm just curious.
What guy? Who?
I found the guys. I sent you a link to the guy's YouTube page, and you'd already found him. But I said, did anyone find what she looks like today?
Oh, you're talking about his Facebook page? You're talking about the yearbook?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you found the guy on Facebook. I saw him on Facebook.
Yeah.
I have not tried to look her up. I assume she's probably married, so I didn't know if I'd see her by her maiden name.
She might not want to be found.
Right.
I don't want to find her to do anything. I would never do anything malicious. I'm
But
not.
you do want to find her. But you do.
But I
want
want to see what she just. I just want to see what she looks like for my own morbid curiosity.
John. Oh gosh.
Wait a second. Here we go.
You know her name? You could probably look her up on Facebook, I bet.
I tried, and there's only a person with that name, and it's
Mary
just
Harris. Wait, time out. Mary Harris has the comment of the stream so far. Old Spice Girl.
There were like how many? There was Posh, Sporty, Baby,
Scary.
Scary, which was my favorite,
Sneezy,
and then there was a
wait, no, those are the dwarves.
and that would have been Hoochie Spites.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Probably, you probably listened to that "Two Become One" song a whole lot. I listened to it the other day.
Oh my god!
I'm
Hit the
not
button, man!
afraid
Hit
to
the
admit it.
button! Hit the
I love
button.
Spice Girls. I
Oh
love the Spice.
no! Oh, abort!
Who invited
can't
this
help
guy?
I listen to this. I go from listening to the like Spice Girls to like Slipknot, and I'm just like,
How does that even happen?
Well, I just listened to them when I was young. I don't know how it happened. My son's the same way. I listen to a lot more poppy music than I do hard rock. So it's just, I don't know.
Oh, Spice
Don't
Girls,
judge me.
Spice Girls to Slipknot. That's quite a jump there.
I like them both.
I got to read a comment in the chat. Hold on a second. Junk Trader says a guy worked on my in-laws' house. His name was Harry Bush. I would laugh like a 12-year-old boy when I would hear his name.
Harry Bush.
I would.
Oh, that is great. That's great.
Was he from California? Did he dumpster dive?
So, Tonya, have you talked about any bad habits you have?
Well, another bad habit I have would be probably spending way too much time researching items. I get lost and wrapped up researching. That's why I haven't listed those Navajo necklaces yet, but I actually did bring myself to creating the drafts today. So, and I told myself before I go to bed tonight, I am going to make the listings. So,
Do you think that might be some more FOMO, like fear of missing out on the best price?
yeah, that's a really great point. I agree with that. Like, I'm a
I
member
have
of
that real
North
bad.
Point,
Yeah.
and yeah, I totally have to know all the details for sure, because I want to get the highest price. Like if somebody got a high price for it back in 2016, you know, I feel like, and especially if nobody else is asking, and there aren't any like mine, that I can get the same price, if not more. So
Especially since you're on social media, right? Like you don't want to go on YouTube and say, "Hey guys, look, I sold this for $150 and it was really worth $2,000." Now, not only did you not get the money,
right?
now you look like a fool. You know what I mean? Like there's some, like I never want to show anything that, and I do sometimes, that I sold too cheap.
Yeah.
I'll pay too much for it, because like it's kind of a, you know, it's a lot of what we do is public.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for sure.
It happens. Todd, the silver hair stacker, the other day, I was watching the listing challenge and he listed a Dooney and Burke purse for $75, and it sold like that quick, and it was $150 purse and satchel. So like, yeah, he was kicking himself over that real bad for like the next 2 hours.
And another thing that I do, that if I can't find anything just like mine, I will probably go ahead and do an auction, because I don't really know the value. And so if I do an auction, you know, the bidders will determine the value.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, if it really is worth a lot more, then maybe I'll get it.
You can put it up for auction for a stupid price, and then you can see how many watchers you get on it. And then that gives you an idea. If it doesn't sell, then you're like, maybe I'll lower it by 20% and see if I do any better.
Yeah, I do it often. Yeah.
Well, King of Thrift says, I never list something without knowing the value. I get stuff, a lot of times I'll get stuff where I can't find the value.
Right.
You know, that happens a pretty good bit. And that's when you kind of, I guess, either take a stab at it or put it on auction.
Yeah. And we have a lot of.
I mean, but that would be, if it was on Worth Point, then I wouldn't be saying I didn't know the value.
Right.
Well,
You know,
That
I would have
happened with
consulted
that BMX bike. John helped me out and said throw it on auction for 500 because a couple people told me that the it didn't have all original parts. Like there were some freestyle parts and there were some like BMX parts, and it wasn't all original. So it was really, really, really hard to determine the value on that thing. So
It don't matter. That frame's worth $400 all day long.
yeah.
I sold something. I sold my 8 vintage steak knives. I just listed them.
Oh,
So we
does it
got a
now?
drink? Is that what you're telling us?
If you want to, bro, drink them if you
That's
got
the
them.
rules of the game, my friend.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
got
but the
an
guy
offer.
drinking water can't make the other people
Right.
drink beer. Though.
That's
I got a $30 offer on something too. Let's see. I had to shut all my internet off in my house, and I've got my computer hardwired. So, yeah.
Oh wait, I sold something too.
Oh, good for you, man.
Um,
Probably more than my
No,
14.
no, it's not. It's less. It's Heavy Rain Director's Cut Greatest Hit Sony PS3.
Oh, cool.
$9.99 plus shipping. So y'all could drink up to a butt pickle.
Cheers, brother.
Man, your sales are not slow at all, Lonnie.
Huh?
I said your sales are not slow at all. You're doing really good.
That's the second thing I sold today, Tonya. I only sold 2 things.
I haven't sold anything all weekend. Well,
Yeah, you're about like me,
that
Tonya.
sucks.
But mine's a direct result though of not listing anything either for probably about the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah,
well, I don't
that's
miss
yeah, I mean
like a madman.
I'm riding on old inventory right now, but hopefully that gets changed here pretty quick.
Let's see. Shannon Schwader says, I'm sorry if I messed up your last name, Shannon. Does the B in BMX stand for Bubinga? And the guy that can answer that question left.
Nice.
Right when you need him, he bails on you.
That shirt he got was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
What was it? How do you say wood or spell wood or
How
something?
do you
like that?
spell wood? Bubinga.
Yeah.
And then it says, what does it say? It's, oh man, it steals the Seinfeld quote. It's real and it's fantastic, or they're
Something
real
like-
and they're fan. I can't remember what it wasn't a verbatim of the Seinfeld, but that was Chris Flannery. I'm was that
who
Christine,
made that?
is it Christine Ann Flannery or something like that? maybe?
Christiane Flannery? Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
she did really good. It's a cool looking shirt.
Mhm,
It is
she
cool.
did good.
That is good job.
That was awesome.
They're real and they're fantastic. StevenSteph. And Tonya, I'm gonna blame you for me eating right now. I've never eaten on one of these shows before, and I saw you eating something a little while ago.
Oh my God, I'm a candy freak. I love candy. So I've had Tic Tacs. I've had these are so good, you guys. Look at this little holder. I got it for $1. It's a little glass bunny. And
That's
I've got,
cute.
thanks. These are they're sour sweet tarts. And oh my gosh, if you guys love sour candy, they are the bomb diggity. Let me tell you, they're so good. I love them. I love candy. It's a
I love the chewy sweet tarts are my favorite.
yeah, and
Steven-
sour the better.
StevenSteph are calling this a mukbang. Do y'all know what a mukbang is?
I
Yeah.
don't know. What is it?
You're kind of scared, huh?
Well, I am. Yeah. I wasn't exactly sure what y'all meant by Posh Girl, to tell you the truth. Or
Okay.
Spice Girl, whatever you were saying. I didn't really.
Spice. You don't remember Spice Girls?
I do remember them, but that really wasn't my thing back then. So I was like a middle girl.
Say
Okay,
what?
so
Well,
mukbang.
yeah.
So anyway, mukbang.
Wow.
If you look it up on YouTube, it's where people just like get these mass quantities of food, and they just shovel this stuff in their mouth as fast as it. Like millions of people watch these people eat.
Just sitting
It is the
here.
strangest, sickest thing ever.
I think that would make
So
me.
weird.
I don't know. That would
Make
be
you what?
well. It'd make me sick to watch somebody get sick eating it.
I didn't know about.
Because don't they get sick?
No, I mean, they might go buy like double the Taco Bell they would normally buy.
Oh,
or
I thought
something.
you meant like a show where they're just like eating as many like hot dogs as they can or something.
Well, they might do that. They might eat hot dog. They'll mukbang it damn near anything. I think if they'll get the views.
Now I've heard of noodling. Have you heard of noodling?
No, I don't.
Is that where you
That's
go?
where you go fishing
Yeah.
with your hand and
Your
you
hand.
noodle and you
Oh,
catch a-
yeah,
you
noodling.
catfish.
No, I've heard of that. Yeah. Then they get those big ass fish, right?
Yeah, they're really big.
Flatheads. That's crazy. All right. Anyone else got any bad habits they want to share here before we wrap things up?
I had one. Let me see. I made notes here. So I had a bad habit of, I'm a quick flip guy. I like flipping stuff fast. And sometimes I would take offers on things quicker than I should have. So for instance, I had something that I paid like $5 for like maybe a month ago, and it was worth about $200, and I listed it for $200 best offer. Somebody offered me $125 maybe after 2 or 3 days of it being listed, and Lonnie gave me some good advice, and he's just like, just wait, just give it some time. And I did not, I countered with something higher, and then maybe 5 days after that I got like $175 for it. So my bad habit used to be I would just take the money, like, yep, quick flip, 5 into $125, and now I'm trying to just wait a little bit longer and try to get closer to the full value of stuff.
Yeah. I agree. Sometimes I'll put stuff up and I won't add on like best offer for like a month until like a month later. So
yeah, I mean, you could be on either end of that, right? Like you could be too eager to accept the offer, or you could be too resistant, and then you're just holding on to a bunch of crap and you're not getting cash for it. So like it's a balance,
Yep.
Yeah. I get that a lot. Also, and people message me. It's like, like when you list something like that, and they'll message you with like an offer or something like that. That's, it might be decent, but it's usually kind of lowballed. It's like, dude, I just listed this like an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I go, you know what? I'm going to let it ride for a little while. If it doesn't sell, then you know what? I'll send you a message, or, just take it, hit me back in a couple weeks. You know what I mean? People do that a lot. You guys all put best offer on you guys' stuff?
Not everything, but maybe half my stuff I do.
I do.
Everything.
Stuff 25 and more.
I need to probably start doing that. I don't think I have best offer on not a single item in my store. I used to do it, and I think it used to just get people, out of the woodwork would just, it's kind of like on Poshmark, when it says make an offer, it automatically means when they look at your stuff that they're just going to, that you're willing to take less when you put best offer on it. That's just my opinion, I guess. But, and I know even like when I buy stuff on there, I never pay full price. I always send somebody an offer. So, if I see it, it just mentally is like going, hey, if they put best offer, it means they're willing to take less. It's just kind of how I kind of look at it. So I guess I just never put best offer, because people kind of want something for less. They'll usually message you anyway.
Hey, let's read. Let me read Steve. Steve, I'm gonna butcher your name too, man. I'm sorry.
Bruzacasey.
Bruzacasey.
Bruzacasey. No, it's Casey.
Bruzacasey.
Yeah,
he's Italian.
That comment, that comment that Steve just put in there is brilliant. It says if you take the first offer and accept, they're thinking, oh man, I could have offered less. Always counter even a little, because that's true. Like if you counter and then they accept, well, now they think they got a square deal. If you just take it right away, they're like, did I get screwed? That's a really good point. I never thought about that perspective, that buyer's perspective on that kind of
But a lot of times when I counter, I never hear back.
If it falls within 20% of my original price, I accept it automatically.
Yeah.
If it's a half,
that's a good.
if it's a half price, I bump it up into that very low part of that 20%, and I tell them that this is 20% off. I go and do the research if it's a good item and say this is the lowest price that you can buy on eBay. I would buy it if I was you. And
if I were you, this is a good deal. Stuff. You should do it.
It's a good deal. Believe me, it's the truth because I said so.
Andy, I'm curious to know, what is your offer strategy when it comes to Poshmark? Like you said, you don't do it on eBay, but you can't help it from happening on Poshmark. So
usually I'll counter at pretty much the lowest I'm willing to take.
Which is like $5
it might be like a couple dollars off. That way, if they still come back, I'll hit them with that one last one. If they come back again, then we'll just say like, just for instance, if an item's $29 and they come in, they hit me at $20, I'll probably come back at, 25. I'm willing to take $25, and they'll usually come back at 21 or 22. I'll usually just kind of try and meet them somewhere in that middle. But, I'm probably not going to take less than $24, $25 for something that I have, listed at that price. Because, Poshmark takes that 20%. So
Right.
Let's read our time is out comment there in the chat. I really like that one. I always say thanks for your offer. I've been doing that for quite a while. I mean,
Yeah, that's awesome.
You always want to say, like I do this a lot. Hey, look, I'm not going to take my bottom dollar is this. Thanks for your offers, though. I appreciate it. And in that way, the door remains open.
Yeah, that's a great advice.
So our time is out. That is really, really smart there.
Yeah, I usually always kind of use the line, this is the best that we can do at this time. I kind of always will throw that in there, with whatever, if I counter on eBay or something like that, if they throw me something, I'll give them a number and say, hey, I appreciate your offer, but this is the best we can do at this time.
Look at you guys, all professional.
Yeah, I do the same thing. It's smart.
Yeah, very good tip for sure.
So you guys don't counter with profanity-laced tirades about their mother?
and then go post in the Reseller Society about
Yeah. And put them on the block bidders list board.
I just block it. If they've got a question, just block them. It's just a waste of time.
Just block
Exactly,
them.
John. Exactly. Because if they got that many questions, they're definitely not going to be happy with the item.
No, screw them.
I just don't. Yeah.
I do enjoy when I get, the person that sends me, that they want a best offer or whatever. And they're, they're the pastor that just got out of a hurricane and their house got destroyed and they were a war veteran. And, I had one guy actually write me, and I think he hit like the reseller, like quadfecta of like things that, it was like one of the hurricanes was like, he goes, hey, my house is like getting a hurricane. I'm a minister. I'm a war veteran. And I think he had one other thing in there. And he goes, I would really like to buy this Ralph Lauren polo shirt. I'm like, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, you're just being awful picky for someone who hasn't lost everything in this hurricane. I'm like, man, it's like, you can buy a lot of faded glory for, what you want this shirt.
Should have asked him if he was in the prosperity gospel.
Oh my God. Yeah. You get some doozies once in a while. Oh. All right. Well, looks like we're getting close to about 8:30. You guys want to wrap this up?
Oh, let's keep going, man.
Let's keep.
It's just starting to get fun.
Which channel is it going to be on next week?
I don't know. Duane's not here. He usually has.
Where's Duane?
Tonight.
I don't know. He did send a message. I forget what he said.
He gave us the list of who it was. I'm trying to remember here. Let me scroll up and see if I can find.
It might. Is it
It's in here somewhere.
No, it might be me. Or no, it might be
no,
Lauren.
No.
It's Lauren.
I think it's Lauren. Yeah.
Lauren host. Yeah.
It's on Lauren's.
It's gonna be me. I like Britney Spears too. What are you gonna do about it, huh?
Oh man.
Little
I
Justin
like
Timberlake.
And Justin.
Justin Timberlake.
And
You
Christina.
Do you follow Brittany up with some Pantera there, John?
I never liked Pantera, but rest in peace, Vinny.
I see that.
Pantera drummer. He just passed away. So I wish I had an old closet. When me and my wife got saved and got into church, we joined like a militant Pentecostal church, and we threw away like 4 big trash bags of concert T-shirts. Crazy stuff. Pantera, original Guns N' Roses concert T-shirts.
I bet you there was a dumpster diver that was happy though.
Yeah, I'm sure there was, but I'm working on a deal now. I've got a friend who I grew up with, and his dad worked at Riverport Amphitheater in St. Louis, and he was there when Guns N' Roses when the lead singer jumped into the crowd, and he's got all of his tour shirts from the late 80s and early 90s, and I'm like trying to make a deal on these. I'm like, they're in your shed, man. Mice are going to get to them. They're going to get messed up. Like, you need to sell them to me. I'm like, I got $1,000 because he's got literally 100 and something shirts, and they're all like crew shirts. So like nobody's got these.
Oh, that's awesome.
Stony Creek Picker says, once, after multiple questions, a buyer wanted to know if I would gift wrap it for them. That's strong. That's strong.
Oh gosh.
That's
Are
awesome.
there buyer YouTube channels out there somewhere where they're just like we're a bunch of buyers, like I'm a hardcore buyer, and they show hauls of stuff they buy on eBay? And,
There probably is. If you can think of it, I'm sure there's somebody that does it.
and then they talk about the sellers, like we're talking about the buyers. And John Adam A517 has a question. Lonnie 2, do you have any words of wisdom to leave us with?
I would just say, look for Bibles, look for jeans. Good luck, happy selling, and we'll see you guys next week on Lauren's channel.
Awesome. Lonnie, you got any? Lonnie number 1. You got any words of wisdom before we wrap this up?
John, that was very that was insulting, man. The whole looking close thing, that wasn't necessary.
I'm trying to read the chat. Excuse me.
I have something to plug. So
Go
this Wednesday, Angie and I are going to have a Jory Detective show with Barb going on Grumpy.
Awesome.
And it's going to be Wednesday at
Awesome.
11 a.m.
Ooh, you know what? I need to message you, Tonya, because I think I might have some jewelry that the detective-
you need to message me.
Ooh, my pretties. Hey, Tonya, you know what? I bought a bunch of sterling silver today.
You did? Where? At a estate sale?
Yeah, they sold me all these. I bought all these like World's Fair pins from 1984, and I've probably, I don't know, 60, 70 of them, but they're not all sterling. Like they're gold plated, they're silver plated, and then I have a bunch of sterling. I bought the whole thing of them for $5.
Oh my gosh, what a steal.
New old stock, new old card, old stock stuff. So
what is the value? Are you going to lot them or sell them individually?
I'm probably going to lot them up because I think I have like 3 or 4 different kinds.
That's awesome.
No, yeah. Andy.
Yeah. How you doing?
Man. Good, man.
How you doing?
Right. How you doing?
Throwing it on over
John Nevermore, you got anything you want to plug or any last words before we get out of here, bud?
Yeah, I'm on my march to 1,000. So if there's anyone in the chat that has not subbed to me, I'd appreciate it. We're also starting me and the Bearded Picker, the Rise and Grind, and my jailbird buddy Jerry. We're going to start a show called Reseller Therapy. It's going to be on Fridays at 10 at night Central, because there's nobody doing anything that late, and we don't want to step on anyone's toesies. So we're going to do something late, like a late night show, and we call it Reseller Therapy because we're all pretty crazy and we don't know where it's going to end up. So
Right.
yeah,
what's it going to be called? The Reseller Roundtable? Is that what?
Yeah, the Reseller Roundtable. Yeah, reseller Therapy.
Type your name in the chat so people can hover over your name and subscribe.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, because I gotta.
I'll take and add a link to your channel in the description, John. I'll do
really
that
cool.
for you, bud. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming on. Like I said, we're a little light staff tonight, so I figured, you know what, we'll reach out to a couple people, and I know I reached out to Brian Youngberg Picker, and I figured to hit you up, and figure if we got a couple extra people or whatever, just let people get to know some of the other resellers too out
Absolutely.
there and what have you. So
you guys have a great show here. I love your show. That's one of the first shows. That's how I found all of you guys, and I don't know. I think I found Lonnie first, and
you didn't need anybody else, man. Once you found
that's right. I just need
messing
when two become one. That's right.
All righty. All right. Tonya, you already did yours. So anyway, I guess, we'll just wrap this up. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And, hope you all learned something. You guys got a good laugh out of some of our bad habits. And, you guys aren't doing some of those yourself. Guys, don't drive and watch YouTube. I'm horrible about that. I got to definitely make sure I got to stop doing that.
Dude, if you died watching me, that would be, I would never be able to forgive myself for making videos on YouTube.
Hey, Lonnie, it's kind of funny because it looks like there were several people that were doing the same thing. So
all watching Lonnie.
All watching Lonnie, yeah. So I don't know. I think it's all the little short videos, and like I said, I have a tendency to like to watch the little shorter videos anyway.
Right.
So they work out perfect. But
Me too.
anyway, guys, yeah, like I said, thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate it. But anyway, that's going to do it. That's the time. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, spins up. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.